You have been here more than half a year as an advisor, not only but to the Central Banking Program. How do you find the CEF and working here?
It's been an immensely rewarding assignment so far. First of all, it's true, I'm sharing experience on central banking, financial stability issues, contributing to monitoring and evaluation, looking at communication challenges, but I'm learning a tremendous amount, probably more than at any other time in my career. One thing which really struck me is the tremendous amount of teamwork across the board. The very creative environment, lots of fresh, out-of-the-box thinking, a lot of emphasis on internal communication and exchanging lessons across the different programs, which really is the internal facet of the knowledge hub accolades of the CEF. And it's a very well-run organization. I appreciate very much management style, the delegation balanced with providing guidance, very, very open, very approachable. So everybody's really empowered, motivated. I mean, basically it makes for a very pleasant working environment, which explains why we've managed to do so much in such a short period of time.
Why the CEF? What was the reason that you wanted to join us, and what were your expectations?
I think it's a very challenging and very interesting assignment. For me personally, it's also very much going back full circle in my career, because I started in the early 90s in Malta, my country, when we were working on the accession negotiations. And as a small country, trying to absorb a huge amount of acquis communautaire and translating that into practices in the financial sector for the central bank, fiscal harmonization. It was really, I think we learned a lot, and it's something that has really helped me in understanding the challenges faced by the accession candidate countries in Southeast Europe. It's also been an assignment that allows me to bring in some of the evaluation experience which I have from the Independent Evaluation Office of the IMF, and also the practical experience from the Monetary and Capital Markets Department of the fund.
Now that this big work has been behind us, and we already see concrete results, also quite a promising future for the learning program. What, in your belief, was the most important thing in the way we designed the program?
I think it's really the basics. I mean, the foundations. We've invested a tremendous amount in knowledge management, really to identify constituency needs, because that's really the strength of the learning program, that it's really grounded into an understanding of the institutional framework, the regulatory architecture, the policy framework, to make sure that it corresponds really well to the needs of the individual countries, and also to be able to identify for the knowledge exchange on what issues will some countries bring their experience to bear in the discussion, in the exchange of experience. And also in terms of the approach that we've followed together in identifying the needs, I think the governance structure of the CEF is a huge asset, because we've had access and ongoing exchanges with the national coordinators across the constituency, and we've also really benefited from the guidance of our Program Development Committee, which includes the ECB and national central banks, whether in the Eurosystem or on the beneficiary side.
Considering the substance of the Central Banking Program 2017-2020, what are the main characteristics? What is its added value of the program?
Well, I think one of the key strengths of the program will be to really benefit from the diversity in participation for the learning initiatives. So including, of course, our core participants from ministries of finance, central banks, and financial supervisory authorities, but also in some cases reaching out to national statistics offices, line ministries, maybe parliamentarians, civil society. So we see, I mean, we've created the program thinking about the potential for making a contribution towards policy coherence, consistency in policy frameworks, and coordination across policy areas, because we we've identified that this is an area where really it would help in terms of implementation of reforms and long-term impact. And also when you set this against the political dynamics of the region, where you have potentially some very tricky political reforms to implement, and maybe a technical understanding, but not necessarily translated into a broad-based public buy-in for the need for the reforms or political commitment across the board, I think it would be very helpful to have this element of coordination.
So now that we have our initial program, what are the next steps?
We've started exploring partnerships. We will have to really establish them and extend them. I think this is really the backbone of our program, because it allows us to leverage the expertise from external partners according to their area of specialization. And here I really want to acknowledge the tremendous amount of support that we receive from the Bank of Slovenia, not only in terms of the experts they provide, also the moral support in the challenges that we have faced in designing the program in such a short time, and also their financial support towards the activities of the CEF and the Central Banking Program.
So it seems like we have an interesting journey ahead of us. Thank you now for the interview, and let's get back to work.
Yep, let's get to it.